Hi, and welcome to this week's video. So happy to have you here as always. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways for you to create flow for yourself right now. And so you can tune into yourself in this moment. What does actually flow mean to you? Is that a flow of creativity? Is it a flow of inspiration? Is it a flow of external results that you're wanting? Is it just an internal state, or is it an internal state reflected in an external experience? Usually it's a combination of both, but just tune into yourself for yourself. What is it that you want to create flow in right now? And so I'm going to be sharing with you sort of some anti-flow energetics. So we don't want to be carrying those. And I will be sharing with you 3 ways that you can create flow for yourself literally right now while you're watching this video. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's dive in. As always, I want to make this as relevant and as impactful for you as I can in this moment. So just take a moment to tune into yourself right now around what is the flow that you are wanting to have in your experience. So just you are going to know what that is when you think of, I hear it all the time with clients. I want more flow and ease, right? But we do want to live in a state of flow. It's a beautiful state to live in, and we can't always be there, but we can actually shift ourselves from I'm going to say anti-flow to flow relatively quickly if you're very conscious of it. And so, yeah, just take a moment to tune into yourself. What is that flow that you're wanting to experience? Is it flow within yourself where you feel at ease, at peace, grounded within yourself, in tune with yourself, tuned in? I'm going to say every version of flow has some element of that mixed in, but maybe for you, you're wanting some creative ideas or creativity to unfold for you, or some inspiration. Maybe it's something more specific like that. And perhaps it is you have a business, you are wanting to create more impact in your business, more ideal flow of clients and opportunities coming into your experience. Maybe you are just in this place where you know you're on the edge of something and you're not quite sure what that is, but you're really ready to be in this maybe next level version of yourself and what it is that you're here to do on the planet, what it is that you're here to offer the world. So just take a moment to tune into yourself. What is the flow that you are wanting to call in for yourself in this moment? Just breathe that in, allow it to be here, allow your desire for this flow to start to take up some energetic space. So the next thing I'm going to have you do is to tune in to yourself again, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no flow and 10 being, super flow, where are you currently around this? I'm going to say topic of flow, this area of flow that you want to have. So are you at a 3? Are you at an 8? Are you at a 10 already? So just notice where you are in terms of how aligned, how open, how in flow you feel, how the external is flowing to you. So just tune in. There's no judgment with this. We really just want to see where you are to start. So for some of you, it might feel like a little bit of a trickle, like there's just a little bit open of flow, like little drips coming in. And then for some of you, you might feel like there's too much flow. And I'm actually going to save that for another video. But I will say for today, really, we almost always want to open up more flow if we can. So really, wherever you are, today it's going to be opening up a greater flow for yourself. So just tune into that number, grab it so that you're aware of it. So the first thing I'm gonna share, and we'll talk about the tools to shift it in a moment, but really a lot of times we can try to pressure ourselves into flow. I want flow, I want it now. We try to control it, we try to prove or to push or to should, right? We try to make stuff happen, right? We try to get ourselves in flow, which I get that I'm sort of sharing with you ways to open flow. I'm going to say open or create feels a little more expansive than to get into flow, right? Because on some level that is a forced, there's something there that's a little bit not fluid, right? Which is another variation of the word flow. So just again, the mind is always going to want to say if we have high expectations or we put expectations on ourselves, or if we put pressure on ourselves, or if we have other people's pressure putting on ourselves, or if we, yeah, there's these things that we should be doing. The mind will say that that is the way that we're going to get to flow. That is the way that we're going to get to the place that we want to get. And again, that's just really coming from mind, from our ego, which is really looking at the external very often, right? When I have this, I'll feel like I'm in flow. And ultimately, we have to be in flow to allow that external to come in a way that feels very aligned for us, right? It's not a getting. You're not trying to get, you can be trying to get, but it's not going to feel like flow for you. So just really wanted to clarify that piece because we're going to talk about removing that in a moment. But just actually, I'm going to dive right into this first tool for you. Again, this is about you. This is not about me sharing. This is stuff I see with people all the time. This is stuff I've experienced myself. But for you right now, tune into your body, tune into your energy. Do you have the vibration or the energy of pressure right now? Of proving, of, well, I should be doing this, or they say I should be doing this, or any kind of should energy. So just tune into yourself. Just do it. Are you carrying any of this right now? And so I'm taking you through 3 steps, and maybe you won't need all three, but probably you will. Because we tend to always have some remnants of this energy that's kind of, again, it's really in our body, it's in our energy field, it's in our mind, and it's going to feel something like you're on, right? It's going to feel like tension. It's going to feel like you're kind of leaning forward. And we do want to lean forward and create and be in flow and moving all of that, but not in a kind of almost like a protective state or a proving state, or there's tension in it. So just tune into yourself and see if you have that, because this is ultimately not an energy that is serving you. I will guarantee you it's a stagnant, it's a stiff energy, it's a rigid energy, and it's actually going to block your flow. I use the word repulsive. It will repel, or it's repulsive to creating flow. So there's no judgment, right? Just notice, even letting go of the judgment that you may be feeling that or holding that right now is already going to start to open up some flow for you. And so the first thing I'm going to have you do with this is, yes, have the awareness, have the acknowledgement. Oh, yeah, I do feel pressure in my body. What's that about? I do feel some tension in my body. What is the energy behind this? Right? What are the thoughts behind this? Right? Am I trying to do something? Am I pushing? Do I feel a lot of internal pressure within myself? And so just noticing when you have that. And so for today, we're talking about in the moment. You can do this all the time. But for today, noticing that if you have that in your body, intend to release it in this moment. Intention is powerful. Awareness is powerful. So we're starting right here. Again, don't let your mind tell you this is too basic and to tune out, because if you have this in your system, we actually have to let it move out of your system, right? We can't just know this stuff. So, yeah, just letting yourself acknowledge this, commit to releasing it. And I'm going to say commit to not taking any more on for the rest of the day. So just start to hold this intention that, yeah, I get it. Pushing, proving energy, should energy first of all, it doesn't feel good. It does not feel, there's no way it feels like flow. And so really just understanding, if I don't feel flow here, I'm not going to get flow out here, right? Or with, when the out here could be anything, right? It could be with other people, it could be with your business, it could be with your career, it could be with what you're sharing in the world, or all of that, right? What you're here to do. That's not, if you're not feeling that within yourself, um, then you're not going to be creating that. And I get that sometimes we can't always be in flow, and sometimes we just have to create when we're not in flow. But if you can get into it, why not? So just intentionality to begin with. Close your eyes, notice where you're carrying this in your body or in your field, and just take a few breaths to breathe in. Let's call it flow, just to keep it simple. And then as you exhale, just releasing tension, stress energy, anxious energy. All of that is coming from pressure, proving, should, trying too hard, all of that. That's where those energies come from. So just allowing yourself on the exhale to release this intensity, I'm going to say, or this tension, this stress, this anxiety, this energy that is often to do with either the pressure we put on ourselves or the pressure we feel from other people. Okay, so just, it's like right now we're diffusing that energy. So just using your breath to do this. Breath is powerful, intention is powerful. You can shake your body a little bit, right? You can loosen a little bit, but really just breathing in just for another minute or two. I am committing to releasing this tension, this proving. You don't have to language it, but I'm just giving you the language, letting this go out of my system, right? We really want to let this come out of your system so that you are not carrying this energy into what it is that you're creating. So just another moment of removing this. Maybe use your hands, right? You just sort of sweep off any energy that you feel, whatever you're intuiting to let go. And again, it may just be a strong commitment to yourself. I'm not going to let anything outside of me influence me. I'm not going to allow, I'm not going to put pressure on myself, right? Whatever works for you, just tune into that. So that is the first really tool, is to remove this energy. It doesn't mean you're not going to do anything for the rest of your day. It doesn't mean you're just going to sit there and not be creative and not be putting things out in the world and not doing your to-do list. It just means that when you show up to do these things, there's a different energy behind it. You've released some of this pressure and this should energy. As I said, it's actually detracting from your flow. It's lessening the efficacy or efficiency of what it is that you are. I guess that's the same word. No, I don't think it is. Of what you're putting out in the world, right? Whereas flow is actually what opens things up for you, right? So, yeah, so that's number one. Number two is, if you are seated, I'm going to recommend that you lean back in your chair. So as I was saying, when we are in this pushing, proving, trying, gotta figure this out kind of energy, we're often very pulled outside of ourselves, right? We're leaning forward and into something that's outside of ourselves. The flow comes only when we are connected deeply within ourselves. And there's tons of videos I have around all of that if you want some support and guidance on that. But for right now, sit back in your chair, lean back. Just invite that, lean back a little bit. Feel like you are supported in this chair. You can start to call on something bigger than yourself to give you some guidance and support. So it's this opportunity just in this moment to be like, okay, I'm going to tune into something bigger than me. So whatever you want to call it, your spirit, your higher self, God, something bigger than us, universe, whatever is the language or the way that you would feel supported and feel held. Often I give the image to people, it's like there's a big hand holding you that you can kind of let go into. It's really about allowing yourself to let go of this need to push and prove and do to get what you are wanting that you think will give you flow, right? And so just take this moment, close your eyes if you're able to, maybe hand on your heart, somewhere in your body is always helpful just to pull you out of your head, nod your chin if you'd like. But again, if you wanted to lean back, sometimes I even encourage people just to sort of open and let yourself sort of receive this guidance. And really, it's this moment where you are saying, I don't want to do this all by myself. Give me some help, right? Whatever language feels good for you, right? I don't have to do this all by myself. I don't have to make this happen. I don't have to prove anything, right? I just get to show up in the world, and I would love and do what I do. And I would love some support around this because and ask for what you want, right? If you are like, help me open up some flow right now, if I'm really stuck, oh yeah, I'd love some support on a new creative idea that I can put out into the world. I would love some clarity to open around what the next thing for me is, or how I can push my edges a little bit, whatever it is for you, wherever you are, to open up this state of flow for yourself. And yeah, when we think we have to do it all by our small selves, we're actually closing our portals, right? We are doing it with our small self. And we really do have a very linear, very small perspective around what is actually possible and what solutions are available to us and what creative ideas that we can access on our own. So much of that is all programming and patterning and ways you show up and stories you tell yourself. And so as soon as we let go and say, help me, let me see this a different way, right? That's Course in Miracles stuff, right? You can just be open to like letting go. If I had to say, it's let go. And I also want to elevate this for you as well. Think of yourself. We often are trying to do everything in our small little body self. And so we see ourselves really as this little separate box or outline of who we are. And my invitation for you is to soften that outline of yourself. So if you were to, again, close your eyes is always helpful. Tune into yourself and see if you can blend the outside edges of you with the energy around you, right? With the universe, with all that is. But even if you just think about the energy so that you're not just this separate little tight little closed in, boxed in thing, a person, you are actually bigger than that. And when you allow yourself to soften your edges a little bit, to blend, you're going to start to open up some channels for you to receive, right? And so again, that is guidance, it's insights, it's support coming from random places that you didn't know that you needed that will actually open up flow. But ultimately, it's about letting yourself off the hook to carry all of this, to control it, to need to fix it, right? It's just this ability for you to invite in something bigger to your physical experience and to ask for what it is that you want. Okay, so that is the second tool. Lean back, ask for support, soften your edges. And so everything I'm speaking about, you have your own definition of what this flow is and where you need to soften and the shoulds and the proving that you are personally wanting to let go of. And then the third tool I'm going to give you right now, and so important to really, we can do micro shifts all of the time. And even a micro shift is going to create some flow. And so, and it might even turn into a macro shift in this moment. So something bigger that's been blocking you. But what I would like you to do is to focus on and to intend to pull out of you whatever you feel is blocking you right now, to release whatever feels like non-flow to you, to actually pull it out of your body, to feel it a little bit, to let it move. But really, it's to intend to let it go. So whether it is this conversation that I just had that is making me all tense, whether it is this bank balance that I'm looking at that's stressing me out, whether it is, yes, the lack of clients flowing in, or the comparison to other people, or the feeling like you are on some version of imposter, right? Whatever is kind of coming up for you that feels like it's blocking your flow right now. Again, it can be your own internal dialogue, your own internal thoughts. It can be stuff that has been, I'm going to say, shifted onto you or placed on you by other people. Uh, so again, whatever you feel is the thing that is blocking your flow in this moment, it's all energy, even the results, even the money, even the clients. There's an energetic component. And right now, if it's feeling like lack in your body, it's an energy that we want to pull out of you so that you actually can call in a more aligned energy. So just take a moment. I'll kind of give the image of maybe a magnet outside of your body just to help your mind get on board. Tune into where you feel this anti-flow in your body. It's going to be somewhere in your body: belly, chest, solar plexus, neck, shoulders, jaw, somewhere, right? It's going to be, maybe it's in your feet, but probably that's not probably where it is, but it could be. So just tune into that. Imagine a magnet pulling this energy outside of your physical body. And again, it's your intention to let this go. I'm letting go of this need to prove. I'm letting go of this result that I'm experiencing. I'm letting go of this thing that this person said, right? And so just spend a moment to feel that energy. And there's lots of other videos that I have on here that can take you a little bit more deeply into this. But in this moment, we just need to intend to feel it and to pull it outside of our physical body. It will move, like it will vibrate a little bit or pulse. It's an energy, but your intention is to pull it outside of your physical body, and that magnet can help you do that. So just breathe as you do that. Again, hold the intention that you are doing it in this moment, that you're ready to open up some flow. And then open your channel now. And channel can be whatever you would tune into your channel. It could be through the crown of your head. It could be opening through your heart. It could be your whole body absorbing. Your whole body is a channel, really, right? So open yourself, your body, your energy field to call in the energy that you want, right? I desire to feel this. I am ready to receive this. I allow myself to receive this, whatever language. Thank you, right? Just allow yourself to receive the energy of flow. I'm going to just use that language. You can choose something else. Flow in my business, flow in my love life, flow in my creative spark, whatever it is for you. Letting yourself call in that energy, command it, really, bringing it into your container, which is now a little more empty because you've released some things that have been blocking it. So just again, tune into yourself. So we kind of looked at the outer layer, the pressure proving energy. It's deep layer too, but it's almost like a force field that is around you, that energy. It's like it really is a repulsive sort of energy if you think about it as a force field. So we remove that. That was step one, or tool number one. The leaning back and opening yourself up is allowing, I'm going to say, a little more softness in your system, a little more permeability, a little more suppleness in your actual body and your energy, which is ultimately where you create from. The letting go of that, I don't have to do this all by myself, right? So you're inviting in something to help support you, right? So that already is softening you and making you more, again, supple is the word that's coming through. It's making you more soft and open and inviting. And then we looked at a deeper level of pulling in out some of those blocks that feel like they are stopping our flow right now. And again, sometimes there's lots of techniques, as I said, that I use around just actually pulling the energy out. You don't have to even name it. It's just about intending to pull out wherever it lives in your body or in your energy field, to pull it outside of yourself. And yeah, just see it dissipate, see it disappear, see it vanish. And it all gets transmuted, right? It all gets made into something else, right? And so, and then this idea of, now that you've opened up a bit of space, filling yourself up with the energy of flow, right? You can affirm it. I am flow. I am magnetic. I am creative, whatever feels right for you. So close your eyes just for one more moment if they are opened. And I want you just to tune in to yourself one more time and notice where you are on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of feeling in flow, right? We maybe don't have the flow yet because you're literally sitting here watching a video and you're not out experiencing this, but I will guarantee you, right, that when you shift that internal flow, things will start to open in your outer flow, right? But just so in this moment, how in flow do you feel within yourself? And just notice if that has shifted for you. Notice if you feel a little lighter, a little less tense, a little more open. All of these things are inviting, they are opening, they are fluid and aligned with flow. So I will leave it at here for you today. Play around with these, whatever feels like resonates the most with you. I think they're all good to do, right? I think it doesn't have to take long to do. It really is just so much is the awareness of where you're actually at from a mental, emotional, and energetic state, right? Just it's for me, the mental is always going to translate into the body. So tune into the body and your energy. And do I feel like I'm trying to make stuff happen or pushing too hard? And if that's the case, right, just you have now some tools to soften that, to open yourself up, to release some things that are blocking you in this moment, and to call in the energy that will open up some flow for you. So I'd love to know, as always, how this felt for you, any takeaways that you had, maybe what your numbers are. Feel free to share those. And if you have not yet subscribed, love to have you subscribe. And yeah, I'm sure I will link you. I'm just off the top of my head trying to think of very specific videos. But there's a shift energy quickly one for sure if you want a little more support in pulling things out of you. And I'll put a few other ones in the comments or description below. So have a fantastic rest of your day. Just allow this flow, whether it's just a little crack that you've opened, or maybe it's a wider crack from where you are, maybe you're now much more in an open state. Allow yourself to experience this, allow yourself to show up in this energy, and then notice what happens throughout the rest of the day. Okay, have a great week, and I will see you next Thursday.